Hi everyone, and welcome to the virtual options evening. My name is Mrs. Bartlett, and my colleague Mrs. Ferguson and I would like to introduce you to a fantastic course, GCSE Food Preparation and Nutrition. This is a really exciting and popular course amongst girls and boys, which focuses on practical cooking skills to ensure students develop a thorough understanding of nutrition, food provenance, and the working characteristics of food materials. In my opinion, knowing how to prepare and cook your own food is a skill that everyone should possess, and these skills can be used both inside and outside the classroom. And it's something that will last a lifetime, so whether you're thinking of pursuing a career in food or just interested in improving your knowledge of food and cooking skills, this is the course for you. So let me tell you a bit more about Food Preparation and Nutrition GCSE and what the course involves. In terms of assessment, pupils will complete a 1 hour 45-minute written exam worth 50% and 2 pieces of NEA, stands for non-exam assessments, otherwise known as coursework, worth 50%, and all assessments will all be carried out in Year 11. So in Year 10 you'll be taught how to plan, present and prepare food using a wide range of high-level cooking skills and equipment. Some of the practical skills covered in Year 10 include knife skills, such as filleting fish, batons, julienne, etc. of vegetables, making a dough like pasta dough, noodles, bread and pastries, sauce making like reduction, making a tomato sauce, starch-based sauce like bechamel, velouté, emulsions like salad dressings and mayonnaise, looking at raising agents like how to make meringue, cakes like Swiss roll and scones, choux pastry like eclairs and profiteroles, setting mixtures, how to make quiches and cheesecakes and layered desserts, and shaping skills like how to shape burgers and fish cakes and meatballs. You will then be tested on these skills in Year 11 as part of your NEA2 assessment. And a series of cook-along YouTube videos have been produced to help pupils recap or practice certain skills at home in preparation for the exam practical. You will also learn all about the theory of food in preparation for the exam in Year 11, which will include the following topics: nutrition and healthy eating, learn about the functions, sources and deficiencies of a wide range of nutrients and how to adapt recipes to make healthy alternatives, diet and health, special diets, looking at food intolerances and allergies to certain food ingredients, food science and food safety, focusing on good food hygiene practices and food poisoning bacteria, food choice and food provenance, finding out about where our food comes from, food processing and production, food labelling and market influences, learning about food labelling law and different ways of marketing food products, environmental and ethical issues, sensory analysis, learning about how we taste food and different ways of recording sensory results. My colleague Mrs. Ferguson will now explain to you in a bit more detail about the non-exam assessments and exam weighting.
Thank you, Mrs. Bartlett. The NEAs are split into two: NEA1, which is worth 15%, and NEA2, which is worth 35%. NEA1 is undertaken during September and October of Year 11 and is worth 15% of the final grade. The topics will be set by the exam board, and they will include looking at functions of ingredients and the processes used to make them. Students will work in small groups. They will need to investigate the topics set by the exam board. Topics include things such as looking at the characteristics of ingredients, how stable egg whites are, what affects how bread rises, what makes the sauce thicken, etc. Once they've carried out the research, students will then have to come up with some experiments to help them prove or disprove their findings. This is very much like the experimental work that we do in Key Stage 3. Once the students have carried out their experiments, they will need to write up a report of between 1,500 to 2,000 words long. This will include things such as their evaluations and conclusions, and can also include photographs of the results so they can prove what they have done. NEA2 is started in November of Year 11 and is worth 35% of the final grade. This allows students to demonstrate their practical skills. Generally, the students enjoy doing this practical task and achieve very good grades. Pupils choose a design brief that is set by the exam board. The design briefs are set on one of three areas: age group, special diets, or multicultural. In the past, we have looked at titles such as European dishes, children's food, and lactose intolerance. Pupils will carry out primary research and secondary research into their chosen area and will come up with a wide range of dishes from which they will produce 4 of those dishes. This will allow them to demonstrate a wide range of skills. After making these 4 dishes, students will be expected to select 3 of these dishes to develop further. These will then be produced in a 3-hour practical exam. Once the students have produced their 3-hour practicals, they will be expected to write up the practicals that they have produced. This will include nutritional and cost analysis, sensory analysis, and they will also be expected to look at things such as social, moral and ethical issues related to their dish choice. Examples of dishes that have previously been made can be seen upon the next slide. All practical work will be undertaken in school under the supervision of teachers. Here are some examples of the dishes that have been made. At the end of the Year 11 there is an exam. This is worth 50% of your final grade. The exam is 1 hour 45 minutes long and is split into 2 sections. Section A is worth 20 marks and is multiple choice questions. Section B is worth 80 marks. There are 5 questions, each of which has a number of sub-questions. This will cover all aspects of the specification which was covered in Year 10. Our exam results are very good and consistently above the national average. Over the past 3 years, we have achieved 90% and above of grades 9 to 4. I will now pass you back to Mrs. Bartlett, who will look at how food preparation and nutrition links with other subjects and the sorts of jobs that it can lead to. Thank you.
There are many benefits of studying food, one of which is that it links really well with other subjects, which can be an advantage when it comes to revision. For example, a topic covered in one subject, like nutrition, can be covered in another subject like biology, child development or PE. The following subject areas link really well with food: biology, chemistry and physics; geography, looking at environmental issues; physical education, looking at nutrition, healthy eating; child development, nutrition of health of children; French, learning food techniques and methods such as julienne, bâton, mirepoix; religious studies, looking at food choices related to religion and culture; business studies, looking at food labelling law and market influences and costing; and art, presentation and creativity. And there are many career opportunities linked to the course, some of which include quality assurance management, dietitian, microbiologist, food marketing, catering manager, chef, the list goes on. And there are also opportunities to study the course further at college or at university, and these are a few examples. Finally, I'd like to let you know about our exciting and successful food competition, which gives you the opportunity to showcase your practical skill knowledge and creativity and get to meet top celebrity chefs such as Brian Turner, Jean-Christophe Novelli and Phil Vickery, who have judged on previous events. In the past, we have been very successful, with 2 of our students coming 1st and 3rd in the Alliance in Partner Young Chef of the Year competition. This is a great opportunity that not only promotes cooking as a valuable life skill, but also inspires students to look at catering as a career option. If you're interested in looking at exemplar NEA 1 and 2 and exam content, please feel free to have a look at your own convenience. And finally, we have included a list of frequently asked questions that may be of help. Again, feel free to go through this yourself. This brings us to the end of the presentation. If you have any further questions or concerns, please feel free to contact myself or Mrs. Ferguson. And thank you for listening.